submit to you people today that it has become a revenue generator to cover the cost of the losses in the hedging program, which, by the way, come out to about $1,700 an hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 12 months a year, for 4 years. If you're like me, I believe enough is enough. It's time we got everything squared away. It's time we gain control. It's time we got control back to the people and not have the people pay for the mistake of management, or board, or whatever happened. Thank you.
Now we're going to get started with our 80th Assembly District. First to speak, Mr. Manuel Perez.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Manuel Perez, and I'm a candidate for Senate Assembly running for the 8th Assembly District as a Democrat. I want to thank you for this opportunity. It's certainly an honor and pleasure for me to be here. I was born in Indio and raised in Coachella. I attended public schools in the state of Coachella, but because my parents were migrant farm workers and because my mother specifically, came from Tepatitlán, Jalisco, they immigrated to Jalisco. So I spent many of my summers in the city of Jalisco. I'm proud to say that I'm the son of immigrant farm workers, and I'm also proud to say that I have strong family roots and ties in Imperial County. As a matter of fact, my grandmother was born here in Raleigh in 1933. My parents being farm workers, they taught me that education was the tool of poverty. They taught me that service and sacrifice was what they paid off. I had opportunities that others did not have. I had the opportunity to go on to the University of California, Riverside, where I graduated in political science. I also had the opportunity to go on to Harvard University, where I received my master's in education with an emphasis in social policy. I was once a public school teacher, a former researcher, and an organizer. And as an organizer, that is where I learned how to connect the grassroots to the treetops. In other words, that is where I learned that social change is possible through policy-making tables. I gained that experience in Sacramento working with different legislators. For example, working with Senator Bill Cedillo, or working with Senator Luis Romero, or working with Senator Richard Alcon. I then decided to come back home and began to organize in my community as well. I'm currently a school board member for the Coachella Valley Unified School District, in which I was elected in 2004 by a margin of 3 to 1. I'm also a director of community health and advocacy for a set of healthcare centers. I'm proud to say that I'm married to my high school sweetheart. We've been married now for 11 years. And we have 2 beautiful sons that attend the same public schools that we attended. Now, I'm running a deep sense of responsibility and obligation to give back to our communities. See, I know what it feels like to grow up poor. I know what it feels like to grow up in an underserved community. I know what it feels like to grow up in an area where your best friend is shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. I know what it feels like to not have access to health care and having to struggle. So my hope is that that resonates with you and that's relevant to you and your needs as well. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I believe that I can bring a change. I also believe that we have been unfairly represented in Sacramento. I know that I can deliver equality, fairness, access, opportunity. Now what does that look like on the ground on a daily basis? I believe in quality education for all our kids. And I believe that we need to allow Proposition 98, secure it, and allow those funds that are 40% of the general fund to go with education. I think that we need to work on the dropout rates. I think that we need to work on the literacy rates. We have low literacy rates and we have high dropout rates. I also believe that we need to provide vocational education opportunities for our kids, and I also believe that we need to respect our teachers and pay them what they deserve. I also believe that economic development is human development, and I also believe that economic development is a means for our future. I think it's a shame that we have the highest unemployment rate here in Imperial County and in Eastern Riverside County in comparison to the state of California. I believe in renewable energy, and I believe in our environment laws. I have support throughout the state of California, from the treetops to the local level. Support from Victor Carrillo, as well as support from Jorge Nava, as well as support from Eduardo Garcia. I also have support from many unions, such as SEIU, the California Teachers Association, the California Nurses Association, the California Medical Association. It is my hope that I have your support as well. Manuel Perez, candidate for state assembly. I want to bring a new politic, a politic of integrity, a politic of change, a politic of hope. With you, we can win this campaign, and we will make this seat a blue seat. Thank you very much.
Also, for the State Assembly Union District, we have Richard Gutierraz.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Richard Gutierraz. And as you guys can see, a lot of familiar faces. I grew up here in Pearl Valley. Just to tell you a little bit more about myself, because I know everybody's Dr. Gutierraz, that sounds kind of elitist, but it really resonates on my accomplishment more than anything else. My parents are also immigrants from Mexico, born in Raleigh, raised in Seedy, and how I even got down to Seedy, not being a lowrider, it's hard to believe. But nonetheless, I've been off to college, and I worked in the farm fields here. My parents, rather my father, worked for Landau Brothers, eventually worked at Lasher City, and eventually for Kuhn Farms, Richard Kuhn Farms out in River Road in Seedy. So I know what it's like to be on a tractor. I know how it feels to have to dig in the dirt. And just as a story, there was one weekend that I came home with my parents, or my father rather, around the house, went back to work on a Monday, and by God, they pulled in the ladies' shoes. Really hurt me more than it hurt her with the calloused hand under my glove. But nonetheless, I moved back home. I built my practice from scratch. I bought property, developed it after working up in San Bernardino and San Diego area for quite a while, trying to raise money to do it on my own down here. So I finally accomplished that. I got married, currently live in Mexico, have my practice in El Centro, I maintain a general practice in Riverside. Me and my family, my wife, I have 4 children, are in this for the long haul. I have a vested interest in the Pearl Valley. I have a business to come home to, my family to come home to, my community and friends to look for, to look out for. I am working for fully funded education. I thank public education for my success as a dentist and orthodontist that I am today. I'm working for a better economy. I think we need to bring jobs to the area, and the only reason we can think about working on that is by improving our labor law. This labor law does